Hello, this is Brett, and this video is going to serve as a video documentation and demonstration of a React Native development script that I've created. So this development script is used to automate repetitive tasks when developing in React Native. It provides for fast screen, class component, and hook component creation, and it's reconfigurable. So in order to run the script, you just add it to your project directory, not nested inside of any internal directories, just at the root directory. And it supports the following commands. You can create a hook component, a class component, a screen, and you can create a screen and have it automatically add it to your drawer navigator. And as well, you can create a screen and have it automatically add it to your bottom tab navigator. And as I mentioned before, it's completely reconfigurable. So you can read through the rest of the documentation. Basically, all I talk about here is the default structure dependencies that it comes set up with. But as I mentioned, that's all reconfigurable, and I'll go over that in the demonstration. I have a terminal open into a test directory. The test directory is, as you can see over here, a folder that simply has a components directory, a navigation directory. We have a couple different navigations in there. We have bottom tab navigator and a drawer navigator. What you're seeing over here is the drawer navigator. And we have a screens folder, and there's nothing in the screens. So it's just bare minimum we need in order to test the functionality of this development script. On the right, I've already begun typing up one of the commands. So as you might recall, the H flag is for a hook, and what this should do is create a component named hello and add it to the components directory. So if we go over here and press enter, now if we go here, as you can see, it's created a hook component named hello. We could do the same thing with a class component. Now if I was to press enter right now, it actually, well, let's just do it. It didn't work. Now the reason for that, we do not want the script to be overriding existing files. So let's give it a different name. And now we have a component called world, and as you can see, we use the C flag, and we have a class component. Alright, the next one is screen. And if we check our screens directory, we have a class component called screen. Or sorry, called hello screen. Okay, one of the more interesting ones. Let's do inside of a drawer navigator, and let's name it, oh gosh, let's think. So let's go into the drawer navigator first to make sure that I don't write one that's already there. So currently it has home and notifications. So let's do settings. Okay, so as you see, it created a screen called setting screen, just the same way that it did for the hello screen. However, this time it modified your drawer navigator. It added it to the drawer navigator, it named it, and it imported. Alright, now let's do the exact same thing with the bottom tab navigator. Let's make sure that nothing's already there. Alright, so I think we could, we could create a setting screen in there as well. Although setting screen already exists inside of the screens directory, so let's do something different. I don't see a notification screen, so let's do notifications. Oh, and I almost forgot to change the flag. Okay, so as you see, we created a notification screen. And we added that notification screen inside of the bottom tab navigator. And we imported it and we named it. Okay, now you might be thinking, you know, what if my structure of my project is not exactly the same? So that's where config comes in. So let's just go through that real quick. Whoops, did not want to change that file. Okay, so it's flag config. So first of all, it's saying that the Jor Navigator delimiter is as it's listed right here inside the parentheses. Want to change it, then we give it a new delimiter. So now what would happen if I gave it this delimiter is now every single time I run a flag SD, it will only add the screen that you create if it finds this tag, this delimiter tag. So whatever your delimiter tag is, let's do something more common. Obviously, your delimiter tag is not going to be hello. Let's just say your delimiter tag is Jor. So it will add the new screen right above the delimiter tag Jor. Now, same with path. It currently looks in this path. Let's just leave that for now. Yeah. As you can see, if you don't want to make a change, you're fine with the default settings. You just press enter. Just for sake of keeping this short, I will only do one. So now what happens? So for instance, we run ./create.shconfig again. You'll see that your delimiter is actually now less than \jor greater than, as before it was this right here. Let's just rerun this and let's just change it to from a setting screen to I'm just going to say modal. Okay, so let's just say modal screen. Now you'll see that it did not find that delimiter, so it did not add it because it does not want to add it to the wrong location, but it does still carry out the import. Now let's say I change it to where the delimiter tag is in fact the way we reconfigured it. And I rerun that. And I'll just call it mod screen. Now it was able to find it. So essentially, no matter what your delimiters are, no matter what your paths are, you could just run this config command, and you can change it so that it could find the right, it could find the files and modify the files in the correct locations. Okay, that's pretty much it.